Yo, what is up guys? Delboy here. More disappointing news in the career of Jermall Charlo. He is reportedly in talks to fight Dennis Hogan in the fall. Of course, Jermall Charlo is the WBC middleweight champion. He was elevated to full WBC champion after Canelo was made franchise champion. So it's not all doom and gloom for Jermall Charlo. He is recognised as a full world champion. He does have that WBC belt, so he does have something going for him. But other than that, let's be honest about it, this guy's career in the last 2-3 years has gone absolutely nowhere. He has wasted the last couple of years of his career, as far as I'm concerned. And the news that he's likely to fight Dennis Hogan next is extremely disappointing. Ultimately, Dennis Hogan is a solid 154 pounder. I felt he was unlucky against Jaime Munguia. I felt there was a case he won that fight, in all honesty. But, other than that, he's got no form at 154 in his career. The guy's not got any wins of note. The guy was soundly beaten by Jack Colkai. Other than a controversial loss to Jaime Munguia, there's really nothing on Hogan's resume, and he has nothing for Jermall Charlo. Ultimately, he's a 34-year-old coming off a loss, going up in weight with no power. It's extremely soft matchmaking for Jermall Charlo. Jermall Charlo now is a full champion. Surely, at the very least, we should be expecting this guy to fight top 15 middleweights. Here we have him fighting a guy coming off a loss from the division below, and he's not even an elite guy at 154. This is extremely disappointing as far as I'm concerned, as a boxing fan. And listen, I've made videos about Jermall Charlo in the past, in a negative context, basically warning of things like this. For me, the guy has wasted far too much time in his career just waiting for fights to happen, instead of really chasing them. For me, the guy has shown no desire whatsoever to mix it with the top guys. He's content to stay over at the PBC, fighting nobody for good money. And there's a certain fan base who will approve of that behaviour. The PBC fanboys and the Eddie Hearn fanboys in particular are some of the worst in boxing. They will eat anything up if it means they are protecting their favourite brand or their favourite promoter, and it's embarrassing. As a boxing fan, you should not be happy with this fight. As a boxing fan, you should be concerned with the way Jermall Charlo's career is developing. The guy's not had a fight anybody cares about since December 2016. That was Julian Williams. That was the last time I was excited for a Jermall Charlo fight. We're nearly 3 years on from that point, and this guy hasn't fought anybody since. He's fought guys like Brandon Adams, Hugo Centeno, Jorge Sebastian Highland. I got the Highland fight because it was an eliminator. I got that, fair play. But regardless, still not an elite guy. He fought Matt Korobov at late notice, and he struggled badly in that fight. This was a Matt Korobov who, was training basically for a stay busy fight, who hadn't really fought that much in about 4 years, and who was past his best, and Charlo still struggled. So Charlo's career right now, for me it's just taken a nosedive since he beat Julian Williams. Back at 154, I was very excited about Jermall Charlo. I liked his style. I like boxer punchers. Guys who do the basics well, with decent technical ability, and have power. That's what Jermall Charlo was at 154, but at 160, he's not carried up that same form, he's not been fighting good competition, and as a boxing fan, it's really hard to stay interested. And the thing that worries me, number one, it's his fan base, who basically accept this substandard, mediocre type of fight. But, it's the fact that for me, because of a low level of competition and the inactivity, Jermall Charlo hasn't really developed as a fighter. In Jermall Charlo's last couple of fights, I wasn't particularly impressed, if I'm being completely honest. So the low level of competition, in my opinion, could have hampered his development for a start. And just the lack of ambition from Jermall Charlo is concerning. As far as I'm concerned, he doesn't convince me he wants to fight the likes of Golovkin or Canelo or Danny Jacobs or anybody like that. I mean, look at his altercation with Danny Jacobs. You know, the guy who got put in his place didn't really appear to be a guy who wanted that fight. You know, Jermall Charlo, he barks, he hollers, but when Danny Jacobs put it on him, little in response. I don't like the way Jermall Charlo's career has developed, but I hate to say I told you so. A lot of you guys called me a hater months ago when I mentioned this, but, you know, this was always going to happen. Jermall Charlo needs to make changes in his career if he's going to get these big fights. Nothing drastic. Maybe negotiate with DAZN, even if it's a one-fight deal to try and fight one of their guys. Maybe Andrade. Demetrius Andrade is kind of struggling to get fights. Jermall Charlo versus Demetrius Andrade. Great fight. A fight we would all look forward to. Why not go for that? He's shown no interest whatsoever in any of these fights. If you want to stay loyal to the PBC for whatever reason, then why not go up in weight to 168 and fight Chris Eubank Jr.? That'd be a good fight. But this guy is content on fighting absolute scrubs. And, like I mentioned, I highlighted his lack of ambition months ago. And a lot of you guys called me haters. A lot of you guys said, well, he's a mandatory for Canelo. He's going to get that fight. Well, yeah, he's got the title now. He never got the fight. And he's still fighting scrubs. So tell me I was wrong. I said this was going to happen. I saw it back then. Stevie Wonder could have seen this coming. Jermall Charlo's career has just stalled. He's stalled. He's completely wasted 2019. He did jack shit in 2018, What's this guy been doing? The guy's in his physical prime. He's 29 years old and he's fighting the likes of Dennis Hogan. Surely as boxing fans we expect better than that. Why are there boxing fans out there who will defend this garbage? It really does boggle the mind. I mean, how can you watch this crap and call it a great product? It's insane. I want to see Jermall Charlo fight good competition. I think he's a very good fighter with good potential, but ultimately he's shown me nothing in 3 years, and I think he's got worse, or at very least he's not got any better than he was when he fought Julian Williams. The guy needs a fight of consequence quickly, because he's wasting his career right now fighting subpar competition. And by the way, I'm not saying he should sign with DAZN, a multi-fight agreement, and leave Al Heyman. I don't think you should have to do that to get a fight, personally. But, you know, DAZN have shown they are willing to work with people on a one-fight basis. Why not try and fight Andrade on DAZN for one fight? Get that other belt, and at least then you've got 2 of the 4 belts. Try that. You know, push the boat out a little bit. Try to show some ambition. You know, if not that, go up to 168 and fight Eubank Jr. That's a good fight. But no, Jermall Charlo, you know, he's content with mediocrity. He's content, you know, with getting paid a lot of money to fight C-level guys. And I've gone over this before in the past. You know, when you overpay fighters for low-level fights, these guys are never going to want to fight great competition without being very well compensated. Why do you think Leo Santa Cruz has no interest in fighting Gary Russell Jr.? Why would Leo Santa Cruz fight Gary Russell when he's getting $1 million to fight nobodies? If you are Leo Santa Cruz and you have 2 offers on the table, one offer is for Gary Russell Jr. for $2 million. The other offer is $1 million to fight a scrub. You know, chances are he's going to take $1 million to fight a scrub because he gets paid well for low risk and he can then get paid after that fight as well. Whereas if he fought Gary Russell, despite him getting paid more in that fight, it's extremely risky, and if he lost, his earning potential in the next fight would be lower. So, you know, when you overpay fighters, they can get content with mediocrity, and that's what's happened with Jermall Charlo, as far as I'm concerned. That's just how I see this situation. Maybe that could change if Jarrett Hurd moves up in weight, or Tony Harrison moves up in weight. You know, maybe J-Rock moves up in weight. He could have options in the future, but right now the guy's got nobody to fight. Nobody at all. And, yeah, listen, ultimately I'm a boxing fan. I want to see Jermall Charlo fight somebody who I can get excited about. I'm not excited about Dennis Hogan. You can try and polish a turd all you want, but you know deep down it's not a good fight. Peace.